That frozen yogurt. Give it a minute. Alright, hello everyone. We are live for session 0 of what will become Monsters Monday. I am, of course, joined by some OG players and some different faces. We've got Robert, who's going to be rejoining us. You all may remember him as the only Warforged to ever successfully do anything. Also,
no.
No?
The cell phone until my computer decides to work.
Oh, no worries, Cook.
Yeah, no.
Alright, perfect. But yeah, no, you may remember Robert from the beginning, or the whole Amateur Hour saga, or the very beginning of Rejected Potential, and the beginning of Grim Legacy, as he joined on with different campaigns, jumping around. Every party he left, he seemed to cause a TP, or be the reason the TPK would happen. Because according to Maya, as I quote, Robert was the good luck charm. So he will be rejoining us for Monday sessions. I'm also joined by Troy, who will be joining us who plays in the Sunday campaign. You may remember him from playing Cyrus, the only character outside of Wolf's character Zilpip to actually successfully beat the game, as the story goes. Oh shit. I love that my VC also disconnected. Oh, please don't tell me Discord's gonna crash next.
No, I think.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, I crashed for a second.
Yeah, every website's crashing today. They've already proven that.
Yeah, my Instagram crashed earlier.
Instagram and Facebook are still down due to the fact of hacking and the selling of private information that they just realized today that this has been going on.
The 2K bugs happening 21 years too late.
Pretty much.
Must be running on Internet Explorer.
God damn it. Oh, man. But yes, and then of course we have Maya rejoining us.
Hello.
You all know that they play in the Sunday campaign, most famously for Tikva and Zaya, Ravensong, and Silversong, as well as now currently Sigrun, Trend's new favorite character of the entirety of the campaigns.
Oh,
God. We are also joined by Chaston, who seems to join every campaign that I'm running. In fact, actually, he is in every campaign I'm currently running.
Mm-hmm.
And then, lastly, we are joined by Cook, who is the newest member of the party, of course. If we felt it only appropriate to get the one of the second oldest group members to join up with one of the newest. So now we have Cook and Robert, so this should be an interesting combination to see how this goes. Alright, so we come to session 0, where the parties are basically here to ask questions, build their characters, and go over shit for next Monday when we actually do an actual session and I have to plan shit, because I didn't plan anything. So, as Cook says from his poor phone mic. Alright. So, Maya, let's start with yours, because the biggest thing... I got your 2 characters for your 2 other Cerberus heads going.
Nice.
So, you just need to roll your stats first.
Stats, yep. Roll my stats.
I was going to say, go ahead and send me a screenshot as the ruling. For your subclass information, I will mention that... we'll kind of deal with that when the time comes, and depending on where your party is, on what subclasses you can get available. For specialty subclasses, or anything that is, of course, homebrewed, you not only just come talk to me, but also, it will depend on the situation.
No, yeah, not sure if you got to look the ones I sent over or not, because I think there's 4
I did, and there's a few I approve and a few I don't.
Yeah, I figured. Like I said, some of them need worked on, that's for sure.
I just noticed your fucking character's profile picture there, Troy. Buddy.
What is it? Now I gotta see. What is
you know,
this?
that works. Alright. Yeah, so, I know Maya and Robert, you guys wanted to work on getting your characters able to discuss. So, Robert, if you don't, I mean, of course, only say what you're comfortable with talking about, outside of PMs. If there's something more unique you want to keep as a surprise for your character, no worries.
I'll show him a PM about what you told me about
Yeah,
the stuff.
So the party is going to be starting in what was Dragon's Gate, which I don't think, Robert, you know anything about, because I think you left before Dragon's Gate.
Was
got
that what
founded.
the zombies got attacked and the gates got attacked?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was in that fight.
Oh, you were. That's right. Okay, so you were there during the major or the massive cleric depopulation. Thanks to Wolf.
Tenem, that's where he killed me, I believe.
Yeah, I think okay. I think you're right, because I think that was right after you told me you were like, oh hey, I won't be able to join anymore, so I gave your character an honorable death. So, as far as it goes, yes. So you guys will be starting in what is the the underground territories, of the city of Dragon's Gate. So Dragon's Gate used to be a city created by an old elven lich, one of the 5 elven lords that kind of created the empire that we know today. Underneath that also used to be a Gnoll settlement, where Gnolls existed long before most of the other races even came into true being. Now, the Gnolls, of course, being wiped out after being frozen and destroyed by what was left of what was the Snow Dwarven Empire. And don't worry, I don't expect you to take notes or keep track of any of this stuff. I'm just saying this for the viewers and those watching and listening. Because Session 0, again, is just planning stuff, nothing we're actually going into for game session. So you all, as a party, will be starting out in these ruins at the bottom floor of what is Lord Welfin's personal tomb. Basically, it's a 3-tiered tomb. The bottom tier, where Welfin was before he was slayed by Zilpip and Aaron in single combat, was filled with golems and is now just basically a massive empty chamber with a single throne in the center of the room where a bunch of iron golems used to sit. It goes up into a single staircase on the 2nd floor, where you will find a old Gnoll castle and settlement. The Gnolls, having been frozen in a blizzard, using a 9th level or a 10th level spell, caused basically the entirety of what was left of the species to be frozen in a deep frost, to never thaw out. So that will be where, huh?
How nice.
Yes. That will be where Maya's character is coming from, and kind of starting out with for on that level. So Robert, I was going to ask for your character, since you are playing a ghost. What were you kind of thinking would be your original species? So overall,
I was thinking probably just human.
Okay. Okay. Then I will give you common outright for that. For your character. I like the picture you chose. The same image I used for Guillermo's. The man that disappeared after one session. Let me give you that. So, because one of the things is you're going to have to speak. So.
You're right.
Oh, you already entered it. Perfect. So I don't even have to do the work. Yeah. So you can just put them. Yeah. It updated, or did it? Oh no, it updated when I was doing it. Oh, my bad. Never mind.
Oh.
I was like, wait. Yeah. So I'll add this for you. I'm gonna make a note that you gain this due to your past life as a human. Give me a second.
Woo.
So that means you can talk to each other.
And you said I didn't get common as a basic or anything, right?
Correct.
Alright.
Because common would not have existed during your lifespan. So, Robert, I'm going to say, as far as your character, I don't know what your general idea is for a backstory, or if you have one yet. But given humans didn't exist when the tomb was unsealed, all I ask is that you're going to have to create a reason why you went down there, and of course, simple tomb delving, whatever you'd like. You can message me if you have any details you'd like to work out. But is there anything you wanted to ask me about your character specifically or work out?
So when I was doing the background stuff on the character sheet, I had picked Marine.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe I'm brainstorming off of that right now. So
okay.
I'll send you a message or something when I.
Okay. Yeah. And feel free. As far as it goes with the ghostly background, I will give you. I don't know if you have the feat to possess people or the race.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Possession.
I love that.
I have possession, and then I have horrifying visage.
Okay. Perfect.
And I can leave the material plane.
I will mention this. You do count as an undead, so if an enemy does use turn undead on you, that will make you do a save. So,
All right.
just as a heads up. Okay, yeah, if you come up with something as I'm talking to each of the players, feel free to just let me know, and we can kind of work stuff out. Again, this is all for you guys to kind of work things out. I'm just kind of starting out the conversation to make sure I get basics ironed out, and then I'll let you guys kind of plan together what you want to do for this campaign.
World domination.
Yes. All right, Troy for Salith. Let's take a look.
Yes. Succumbus Incubus, shape changer, that can change into any humanoid, which means sometimes might be guy, might be female.
Okay. Not a problem.
Nothing too special. The only thing I did see that maybe might be a red flag early on is the race has a fly speed.
Yes. I
So
will
I don't-
fully allow that as long as, of course, as
Okay.
it states, you don't use or you're not wearing your medium or heavy armor. So if you're using
Yep.
light armor, you're fine.
Yeah, and going with the shape changing part of it, you don't get the fly speed if you're morphed into something else. You got to be in your
Yep.
native form.
Yep.
Yeah, other than that, the fiendish nature means I actually qualify as a humanoid and fiend.
Yes. So people who have the ability to sense fiends will be devils and demons and such will be able to sense you.
Yep. And get a charm a day, can talk with people I have charmed. And then I also have the draining kiss from the monster stat block.
Yep.
Which I can basically take psychic damage from them, and then they get to do a save.
Yeah, that works.
So yeah,
And you're doing
And
a
then just-
warlock.
it was in. I think it must have been in your homebrew. The
Yes, the Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that is based off of. I love that you gain 0 modifier. Okay, someone screwed that.
Yeah, there's some
I see that.
things that
I can't
don't
edit
quite
these
read right.
because these aren't mine.
Yeah.
This isn't mine. I borrowed this from someone else. So the whole Phoenix Pact, the Phoenix in the world of Silencian and Crimea is technically a devil of sorts. It is a good devil, given why it rebirths itself from fire and ash. But it does come from the same plane of existence as Alfred the Corrupt Stone.
Okay.
So, but yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. But yeah. So, otherwise, is there any questions you have for your character or that you want to kind of go over in the design, gods, world
don't
history, anything
think
like that?
so. I mean, it's honestly going to be a pretty simple backstory. Like I guess it's really they because it's both a guy and a could be guy, could be girl. They just have been wandering around and using their shape-changing abilities and charisma basically to get what they want when they want it.
Okay.
And then has the charlatan background, so weird. I can also make identities really well.
That works. Yeah. No, that definitely
It's a
helps.
We're
crime.
getting into politics, boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really see much more beyond that of a backstory. It's just, I mean, I technically don't know how long they live. I know that the fiends and stuff like that live.
You're
pretty much
basically
forever.
immortal. Yeah, unless unless you're outright killed in the hellish plane.
Yep.
Which, not many people tend to go to. Because if you think my overworld is dangerous, it took a party of 5 level 15 Steven survive 1 session in hell.
Yeah.
And still half the party wiped.
And then by the racial, I am vulnerable to radiant, which makes perfect sense.
Okay. That works for me. Yeah, and let me know if you need gods, if you need notes. As far as it goes, your species wouldn't really serve any specific god. Given you're
Right.
also a warlock, you'd probably, your god would be a phoenix. You
Yeah,
can
that's
come
kind
up.
of what I was figuring.
outside of the whole thing of mentioning that the Phoenix is a devil, basically, just a good aligned devil, you can make up anything else about it, and I'll work with it into the lore. So, but all right. Then moving on, Maya. Is there anything you'd like to go over with your character specifically?
Well, me and Robert just PM'd you in a group chat about a backstory proposition. Other than that, you said we were waiting on the subclass stuff. I have to talk to you about personality with the 3 different heads and stuff figuring out the stats, but I still have to roll them. So I feel like you could probably hold off for me till last because I'm just figuring out like fine details and then PMing you my backstory like separate from what I'm doing with Robert. So
sounds
no,
good.
I don't got much to cover.
All right. Like I said, you already know the general Cerberus no rule. You know, as far as the species goes, they're very rare and unique variant. And as far as it goes, they are only born once every, I think I said like 1,000 years or something like that.
Yeah, century or whatever.
And basically, yeah, you're raised from birth to be known as a leader. You're expected not necessarily to wear the crown as king, as the Gnolls did have their own king, but more in the idea that you were raised to be like to be one of their head warriors and someone who'd lead the Gnolls into a glorious future. So I will say, naturally, your character will have a hatred for almost all dwarves.
I mean, that's out of character, baby.
Well, now you get to use it in character. Because of the fact that most dwarves, although they're not descended directly from the snow dwarves, that is still something that needs to go up. Wow.
I just rolled my stats and I am happy with these.
All right, make sure to take a screenshot and send it to me.
Yep, I'm doing that right now. I gotta sign where I'm putting them, though.
No worries. All right, so while you work on that, and I'll move on. Good old Chaston with his friend stuck in his hand.
My child.
Yeah. Just a few things.
Mm-hmm.
First, where was the lab?
So the lab that you would know was in the mountains that are no longer existent around Dragon's Gate. They got kind of turned into puddles of mud. No, this is not Zilpip. Before you ask, I can firmly clarify that those mountains weren't just used by Zilpip. They were also used by an ancient vortex dragon, the Red Barons, and like so many other people. So you would have originated around Dragon's Gate.
Okay. So Duramar has to end up in that lab at some point. Alright.
Wouldn't be hard given his whole thing.
Yeah, or what's left of the lab. I'd be in that area. I'd
be wandering.
Yeah, I think that's all, because I just have to tie it into what Duramar's up to.
Okay.
Because I've already written the base other than the tie-in.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I make it back to you.
Okay. And then Cook, for your fairy dragonborn, as I'm calling it right now. As far as your character goes, you don't have a god. Other than Saphira, that'd be the closest thing, and to be honest, given your general character's backstory and age, 2,500 years ago would have been, if that's what you're gonna go with for the age, I can pull that up.
I did like 236, but hey, I'll go with thousands of years old. Let's do it.
You're only doing 236? Oh, that makes it a lot
It's
easier.
only like 200. Yeah.
So yeah, you would have been alive during the Age of Stone, which I'm just looking to see, is there anything specific during that time period that happens? Since you're coming from Silencia, so you're going to have natural magic veins, there wasn't really any wars going on at the time, or at least there were no gods created at the time. Let me see, were there any wars going on in this world? I do have a timetable. If anybody really wants a cheat sheet and doesn't want to have to read through like countless pages of lore, this thing will save you like 20 minutes of...
Hey Royce, behold those stats.
Okay, I'll look at that in a sec. During the Age of Stone, so there was only two wars, or there was only one war that was going on in the world of Silencia, and that's called the Beard Cutters War, and that was the war between the Tieflings and the Mountain Dwarves that happened. But if you're gonna do only 250, yeah, you'd be born around Darkened Age to Age of Stone, and so you can look at that timeline and see what wars were going on, what royalty was ruling, if there were any global events going on during that time, and so on and so forth.
All right, would you be able to send me that timeline?
It's in the general chat. Yeah, it's in Monstrous Monday. Sorry. So you can click that link later. And yeah, if you end up with any question, oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So I know you said I had wings.
Yes.
So do I get a flight speed or not?
You will, just not in your Dragonborn form. So you will have that is something that I need to get set up later. But yes, you will have the ability to fly. It will be the same distance as your walking distance for your flight. Because you, unlike with Salith, where they have they get a lot more flying speed, it's because of the fact that they're not going to be wearing medium to heavy armor. You can fly with medium to heavy. It's just you're only ever going to get the same as your walking distance.
I don't even think I have armor.
I mean, I would hope you do, because you are... No. Oh, you're playing a wizard. Never mind. No, that makes sense. But yeah, and like I said, feel free again to reach out. Holy shit, Maya. Nice stats.
Yeah, I've never gotten a good... Guys, do you want to know what I got for my stats?
I already looked.
Oh, well, I'm sharing it anyway, because I've never gotten stats that good.
Say them out loud. I want to hear them.
I got a
Nice.
2 14s, an 11, a 17, and 2 10s. I've gotten, for the first time ever, no negative scores.
Really? That's
Yeah, and that's without any racial bonuses, because I don't get racial ability score bonuses with the Cerberus one. So I had to roll good, which I'm happy with the stats I got.
Truth be told, once in my entire time of being a D&D player, I've only rolled like 1 negative.
Oh my god, I almost always get a 9 or an 8, and I've just been, for the past 3 characters, sticking it in charisma.
Hunter's luck is good. He just does stupid things with that luck.
Yeah.
That's a
I've
good...
noticed.
That's nice. That's sweet of you to do. And Robert, to answer your question, what kind of human would you like to be? Because I've got 3 variants.
I don't know. I'll have to look.
So I have Nords, which are from Incremia, which means you don't have a magic vein in you, but you do have the ability to basically grow your own magic. Again, this world has a unique ability. It doesn't really affect your character's stats or anything like that. It just more is in-game stuff. There is the Nothies, which are basically the Africans, but with a reverse concept. Instead of the Europeans being the ones who develop and become very powerful and kind of snowball, the Africans would in this case. Like the Kingdom of Ghana never disappeared, to give you an idea. So, gold, prestige, all that crap. So there's those 2 types of humans. The Nothies are what are the Kalashtar, and then normal humans would be either a Nord or a human from the Isle of Man, which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Isle of Man.
Yeah. I'll go with the Isle of Man.
Okay. And then to answer your question on when the humans were created, let me see. So let me pull that up in the spreadsheet, because it should be, and I may have forgotten to add it. Let me pull up the, give me a second, because I have it in one of my sheets. Unless I just outright forgot to add humans at all, and that wouldn't surprise me, because that is a race that I tend to never remember to actually pay attention to. Which it looks like that's the case. So, give me a minute to find out and pinpoint shit. Okay. Oh, so it would have been in the year 2431, so about 2,431 years ago that humans would have been created.
Well, when they die off though.
As a species, they're still existing. They're still in the Isle of Man.
Oh, okay.
They're just not very strong anymore. Oh, Cook left. Let's see. I'm gonna put Silencia down there so I can remember this later, now that I've actually got it confirmed. But yeah, so they do still exist. It's just they're not as high plentitude. And the Duergar actually did get pushed out of the Isle of Man, which I'll go into more modern lore for the world here in a bit when we start getting everything figured out. But yeah, so you could be, as far as your character goes, you could literally be as old as 2,431 years ago. Like, you could remember your people living on the continent of Africa, and just when the war happened, you decided to leave. You know, because the Gnolls basically existed, at least the Gnoll that Maya is playing existed during the Age of Chaos, which I know you probably at least are familiar with that, what that was, when we went
Yeah,
to the
sort
story.
of.
Yeah. Don't worry, the timeline kind of walks you through everything. This is why I made this, because everyone kept bitching that they couldn't remember anything, and I kept forgetting things. But yeah, so her species would be, or their species would have been created in the beginning of corruption. And so your species being finally diversifying enough to not be considered Goliaths would be about in the Age of Song, which is in about 2004 and 31. So, yeah. Yes?
Royce, I have a question.
I have an
I'm
answer.
looking at the mechanical backgrounds. Because of what you told me about how my character is like gonna work, would the immortal background technically be like a viable option?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I think technically this entire party is basically immortal at this point.
Yeah, we were just talking about
Well,
that. We have a demon, an undead, a slime, a dragon, and then a Cerberus.
So if you don't count the fact that a ghost is technically dead already, you know, yeah, you're pretty much an immortal party from natural causes. For once, you may not get TPK'd from old age. But okay.
That's happened so many times in the past.
Oh yeah, my parties are well known to die from old age.
Well, if someone ages with magic, just imagine Duramar turning into a great worm.
Fuck. Yes.
Royce, question.
Yep.
What races would have primarily been like in cahoots with the Gnolls at the time that my character was alive and not thawed?
So back then, the Gnolls only knew of the Air Cochrane, the Genasi, or Genasi, the Snow Dwarves, the Aasimar, and then the different giants. Dragons at that point were gone by the beginning of corruption. They had been banished from the realm. Before your people would have been frozen to death, you would have also known about the Black Orcs, more normal dwarves, as they were called, the ones not born of by a beholder. High elves, which is actually where your character may actually know Venzorwin, because he was alive during this period. This is when he was actually a young man fighting as a general. Goliaths and Crystal Dragonborn, and then Tabaxi were the only species at this point. So anything in the beginning of the corruption and before that, so that in the first age, minus the dragons, anything in white you would know. So
Gonna see Venzora and be like, man, you're old.
Venzorwin's dead. Yeah, he's
We'll bring him
dead.
back.
He's currently stuck in a crown, so on Tikva's head.
I will bring him back, even if I have to kill Tikva.
Hey, Tikva doesn't want him in the crown. If you can remove him from the Soul Stone, go for it.
Yeah.
You might have the new High King having a problem with that.
Yeah, it's his sister-in-law, you know, here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, friend will get to the High King.
I mean,
Friend will eat the High King.
yeah.
We made our characters kings just so we could. I mean, not kings. We made our characters gods just so we could kill them, Troy.
Oh God. Well, one of the party I will say one of the parties is working on that. But yeah. So as far as it goes, yeah, your Gnoll species, being a Gnoll, you would know most of those races. And then yeah, as I mentioned, Robert, for you, I mean, depending on what background you decide to really go with for your character. As you put Marine, you know, you may know about some of the older races like the Duragar, the Hill Dwarves, and such as you traveled around, depending on how long you traveled for. So, yeah, feel free to add those into your background if you'd like. If you want, you don't have to, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Alright. Salith, as far as it goes, your species has pretty much existed since time memoriam. Ever since there's been death, there has been you. So you can kind of create whenever you want for your character.
Okay.
Friend, you already know the whole thing with you. I think you're 5, if I remember right.
I am 5 years old.
Yes. And then Duramar. So the big thing with you is your species actually does draw its lineage from the Crystal Dragonborn time period, because technically the fairy dragons were a offshoot of the main Sigma 6 dragons. So your species...
Were they around?
The Sigma dragons are, I believe, since the beginning of time. Yes.
You're related Nicknesh.
You
Yeah.
are no Snicknesh isn't actually a proper crystal dragonborn, and I brought that up in the lore before, or talked to him about that before. But yeah, so you came. The original species comes from the first age. Most of them are either dead or banished now, but there is an actual fairy one. You can find that lore. I'll send that to you here in a minute.
I do intend on making myself older, by the way. I didn't
Yeah, that's fine.
like.
You can
I'm
age
gonna
yourself
do
as long as you want. Just
I want to be born during the age of song.
just note that okay. The older you get, the more likely you are to be hunted by adventurers and such, because older
100,000
dragons are more
Be a great worm.
valuable.
Do it.
Huh?
2,100. Be a great worm. Do it.
I was gonna go like 2,500. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's a great worm. That's the only great worm fairy dragon.
So I'm gonna PM something to you real quick, Cook. Hopefully it does send, and I don't send it to someone I'm not supposed to.
What challenge rating would a great worm fairy dragon? Because they're only challenge rating 2.
Yep.
What would they do as a great worm?
As a great worm, that could be a lot. And then
How civilized
go.
were the null people again? Were they
extremely.
like proper kingdoms or more like
Yeah.
tribes?
No, they had their own stronghold and had a farming
Alright.
culture and understood the idea of crop rotation.
So would noble be a possible option?
Yeah, fully.
Ah.
Yeah, they were a fully sentient and recognized species overall.
Oh,
As
okay.
yeah, but yeah. So as far as it goes, I just sent you that Cook, the Six Sigma dragons. So those are all in your PMs. All 6 of those are legitimate people in the world. They are in different realms though, and some of them are harder to find than others. I think the party actually managed to open a door, and I think this was either Rejected Potential at the very beginning or Amateur Hour. One of the parties managed to actually open a door to the Great Library domain.
You know, it's like so cool. Discord decided to like stop you talking. Actually, I heard.
Love that.
No worries, Cook. You're gonna be able to rewatch this later as I'll upload this to YouTube.
No, the Great Library thing was the one-shot character. He got sent there.
No, there was a party who actually was... Oh, no, it was Dulkin. Dulkin Helmshaper had the ability to open doors to different domains. That was his whole thing. That became his whole thing. He became a doorsmith. Don't ask. But yeah, Cook, just generally go check out your PMs and you'll see the Six Sigma dragons in there, and then you can look through the documents to find more info on them, or you can just PM me and ask me questions. Alright. So, if there are no other questions for your character development, okay, then I am going to jump into the story, general plot outline that you guys want to follow. So, Robert, you're kind of new to this because, you haven't been around for all the campaigns and the changes. To catch you up, we don't do favorite points anymore. That got overruled by everyone, by majority. So, unfortunately, no more of that. But as far as it goes, the way I run campaigns now is I let the party kind of come up with a general idea of what they want to do and what they want to accomplish as a group, and then where they kind of generally think they'll be starting based on their characters. And then I build off of that. I'm getting more into that to let the players have even more room in the sandbox that I've built. Don't make me regret it for all of you. So yes, right now we'll start up with the meeting point. So firstly, to mention, you guys will be joining into the campaign in the time period of the current age. So this would be considered, I believe, the Age of Peace. This would be the Age of Peace after the change of the High King's throne. So you will be jumping in 2 months ahead of the rest of the other 2 parties that are currently running in currently. That just as a heads up, it'll be about mid-fall by the time you guys are jumping into the campaign world. You will be starting in Dragon's Gate, most likely. At least unless the rest of the party decides they don't want to do that, which it's fine. But correlating all your characters' species and general ideas of what you're thinking for your backstories. As the DM, my recommendations were to either start in the city of Dragon's Gate, where you can all meet, and I will, come up with a reason. Or you can start in the tomb beneath Dragon's Gate. In which point, either one, I will require all party members, or if you guys choose another one, I will require all of you to add into your backstory why you are here, which is also the reason why I'm asking you guys to choose your starting point, so that way we can add this and correlate it easier. Those are the two options. Does anybody have any other options they would like to put forth for a place to start?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm liking the tomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got 2 for
Me
that.
too.
Okay. All right. So we've got party majority on that. Maya, did you have any other comment?
Nope.
Cook?
Matters not.
Okay. All right. So we'll have it to where you guys will start in the tomb beneath Dragon's Gate. So the general story will be that you will all be starting in the 2nd floor of the tomb in the old Knoll Castle. Filled with plenty of ice popsicles of gnolls that are all in deep freeze still.
Friend is eating them.
There are zombie hordes that are marching around on the 1st floor, where an immortal group of humans are stuck, or at least what appears to be humans, in very big or very large things of armor. If you're not familiar, look up the Warhammer 40k. Now I gotta remember their name. The Marines.
Is it those Marines that are like stuck in hell, or pretty much just fighting for their?
Those are called Chaos Marines, but no.
Gotcha.
It's Space Marines. There we go. So similar to like armor that big, rather overly pronounced. I was thinking of the Primaris, and that was the term I was looking for, but that's not accurate. So yes, there is a small human fort on the 1st floor, and they are currently the only way to get down to the 2nd floor. There is another Lich that is down in the 2nd level of the tomb that has been sealed, and he does constantly scream, if anyone wants to add that to their backstory. For those wondering, the screaming is constantly something along the lines of Curse Zilpip. For those who don't know who this character is, go rewatch Grim Legacy to find out. Yes, before you ask, Chaston, yes, it's him. But yeah, so...
That reinforcement was going to say friend wants to free him.
He is stuck in a wall somewhere. So you will be starting there. There are still some iron golems walking around down there, but not many of them are still able to move. So you will each come up with a reason why you are in that tomb, one way or another. So that will be something, and you'll have to explain how you got to the 2nd floor. Again, I will fully make legitimate any reason you come up with. Just message them to me and let me know, so that way I can keep track. No issues as far as that goes. Yes, to answer your question, Justin.
Fuck.
It is a 10th level spell, and it was backed by a giant god beholder. Sarazeki was his name before he was slain. So we're gonna start there. As far as it goes, for the rest of the party, besides the fact that you all want to destroy the world, as it seems to be the general theme I've been told, what kind of things are you guys looking to accomplish as a party? I'm not looking for individual backstory. I'm just kind of wanting to see what you guys are thinking overall, on what you want to kind of run.
I want a good life for my son. That is it.
Okay.
Nothing really too much. Like I said, mine's pretty simple. They're
Mine?
out to enjoy and sometimes destroy, and
Yeah.
doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
My character just knows they have a destiny. They are determined to find what that is and fulfill that, and whatever gets in the way, well, good luck to them.
Okay.
What if you're like destined to die though?
Then I'm going to die the best goddamn death I'll ever die.
That's fair.
Or
Reasonable.
some fates are meant to be fought. Who knows? I just know I'm important, I've been told.
Okay.
I'm very influenceable. I don't know much about the world, and I'm just kind of here to do my thing, so
Okay.
you know.
All right, that works. I'm just pinning a few minor things for the party for when they need it. Also, I will pin the D&D campaign link for those who don't already have it. I will make a mention. I do have one rule, as always. Those who are veterans of the campaign know this. If your character dies, you have to send me their character sheet before you delete them. Because I need them, so that way I can keep them for the art.
Yep.
But otherwise, okay, so generally that works. Robert, was there anything, like as a general theme that you wanted your party to achieve, or anything like that you can think of?
Just wreaking havoc.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, and I got Chasten's message that he wants to become, Kurgan, got it. Okay.
I'm gonna take his place.
Yeah.
Total scene.
Enjoy eating that crown. I imagine it's gonna be tasty.
Wanna be a real boy?
Oh my god.
I mean, do you consider a man who's fucking a lich that's thousands of years old a real boy?
I mean, you're a ghost now, right?
No, for
Aren't you the ghost?
no, Chasten's playing a slime.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Robert will be playing Mr. Ghost.
My
Okay.
only goal
Mr.
is
Ghost.
everything.
Okay. Alright, so if that's the general kind of thought process at this point, then I'm going to say, if you guys have any questions or anything you need PM to you, reach out, because, you know, I have all the links. I know where it is. It'll save you like 20 minutes of searching if you just message me asking me where something is. I will also mention that I will be running the Savage Species book during this, so it's a 3.5 edition book. It does have a lot of unique feats to it. I don't think I've pinned that link, have I? Maybe. Let me look. Yes. Well, I pinned where the books are. Let me find the Savage Species book specifically.
So,
Okay.
as a quick question, the current year is 26 AS. Is that it?
The current year, let me make sure I have the current. Yes, would be currently 26 AS. That should be accurate. Let me make sure.
I know we talked about like what physical age my character would be. What age in like actual years would they be after like having been frozen and now unthawed? It'd be a lot, right?
So your people, give me a moment to find that war, because
350.
so your people would be over 7,000, or your person would be over 7,000 years old. Because that same year in the beginning of the corruption, so the first recorded period was 7,000 BS. That was in the Age of Chaos, which was an entirely different time period. And your people were frozen before that. So it could literally be, you know, up to 8,000,
Nice.
9,000 years old.
You said I was taller than an average null, right?
Yes.
Like I'm above average height. Okay, I'm gonna use the null for like my base for size and weight, and I'll
That's
just
fine.
buff myself up.
Alright, so there is where the Savage Species book will be going. I will be using feats and magic items from that on occasion. So be prepared to also look that over. If you see something in there that you would like for your character to get from magic items, let me know. I'm going to give you guys this week to kind of come up with an idea of... so, actually, that's something I was going to bring up. I will be rolling your magic items. You will get each one random magic item of either uncommon or lower. This will be randomized, but each player is expected in their backstory or somewhere on their character sheet that is only visible to me and them to have it listed what magic items their character might be going for. And then if there is a feat or something unique you want from one of the books that I own from 3.5, you need to get in touch with me ahead of time and message me and pin those messages on what you would like. Because yes, there are tons of monster feats that you can take advantage of.
Yes.
And there are tons of magical items that you might find in there that you can take advantage of. There's actually an entire thing on Succubus and Incubus, for example, in the Savage Species book on page 195. There is, I believe, ghosts somewhere in there. Oh, they've got ghouls. Close enough.
Time to look up dragon feats.
Yes, but yeah, feel free to use any of the 3.5 or 3 ebooks I have in the drive in PDF form. If you find something in there, just let me know. I will mention if it's from the epic levels, epic level handbook, you're gonna have to sell me on that feat pretty hard because those are prestige class based, so that is over level 20 feats. There are magic items that I do make available from that book, but they are considered artifact level, or higher, which right now in D&D there isn't a higher ranking, I don't think. So yeah, as far as anything else goes, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to bring up to you guys? I don't think so. So, yeah, you guys are able to kind of run wild a little bit with this campaign. I kind of want to see some unique backstories here. Note, I will be taking note of your characters' backstories and actually running a very specific, or running missions towards that, like I always do, in the more modern games, so be prepared for that. And no more than a page for a backstory is my rule. 1 Word document page, no lower than 12 font, no more than single, or no less than single spaced. You can do double spaced if you'd like. If you do choose a magic item or a feat from one of those books, please let me know which book it is in, what page it's on, so I can find it easily. Because if you don't, I can guarantee you I won't remember it. Otherwise, yeah. And you guys have until Saturday this week to get me your backstories fully done and sent to me, as well as anything extra you want to your character. All right, I think that's my general spiel. Is there any other things you guys want at this point, or want to talk about?
I went with the inheritor backstory, so I'm not sure if you wanted to include the magic item I'd be receiving as the thing I inherit, or have the thing I inherit be like a thing I work towards, like sort of my part of my like quote unquote destiny. But I want to inform you that I chose that, so I wanted to work with you.
Okay, if you're gonna choose an inheritor, then I'm gonna give you a very specific null item.
Okay.
Nice.
Bless you.
Don't bless me. I'm not Christian, nor am I Catholic. We
Bless
don't bless here. Thank you.
Curse you.
Curse you.
There you go.
Curse you.
So I will be happy to work with you if you want to look through the books for magic items. Feel free. If you would rather me make you something unique, you can choose that. If you choose that route, you'll get an item or a new designed item from the weapon. Where is it? Weapons of Legacy, which is actually where Cyrus's trident came from, if you're wondering.
Nice. I like that book.
Yes, it's actually one of my favorites. It's one I spent over $125 on and then had to get a refund because they didn't send it to me proper. I was very sad about that. But yes, so I'm more than happy to do a legacy weapon for your character. But it rules as written. If you do go with a legacy weapon, there will be some rolls, and you may get fucked over with that item, just like any other magic item. It's like what artifacts should have been. Yes. No, Chaston. You are not a legacy. No slime legacy weapon. But you can, you can either choose to choose an item if you want to put for your inheritor. And just let me know what you're thinking, and we can work on that, or you can choose to let me pick something, or make something rather, and you can think on that this week.
Yes.
So yes, and then like I said, for the rest of you, if you want to, you can either choose an uncommon item or less, only one magic item, or you can choose to have me give you something. If you choose the item, you have to explain it to your backstory how you got it. Somewhere in there. If you let me choose the weapon or make you something or design something up, then I will give you an explanation of how you got it. So, Robert, please choose something. I don't want to have to figure out how a ghost is holding an item.
It's funny because I was just sitting over here thinking that I was gonna let you give it to me.
No, you're fine. Yeah, honestly, just PM me before Saturday, preferably before Friday, so that way, if you're gonna do that, you'll have a chance to add it in your backstory. You have this week, and just let me know. Trying to think what else. I will mention this campaign will be harder in many aspects. As a last note. because I am actually starting to do same rule set, but focusing more on the monsters themselves, as well as you will be dealing with a lot more PCs. So player characters are a lot harder to kill. Remember that. Keep that in mind when you're fighting, or when you're thinking of fighting.
Snicknesh, no memories.
Snicknesh is a monster, not even a player character anymore. But I am currently reading through the monsters know what they're doing. So be prepared for a lot harder encounters as the time goes on. So, but yeah. So yeah. Other than the magic items, any other questions or requests? Yes.
Just one more question. How large, like, I know I count as size large for the size category. What is the minimum for large? So actually I know that for
large
my
is
height.
anything from 7 to I think it's 10 feet tall.
Okay, then yeah, I'm well within that range.
It's 8'1" because Vasul's medium and he's 8 feet tall.
Let me look.
I mean, I can make myself as tall as needed. I just wanted to...
Because I know Hunter went out of his way to be maximum medium size, and he did 8 foot.
Yep, 8 foot is maximum for medium.
So large is actually 10 foot 10 to 14 foot 9.
All right, I'm gonna be large, guys. Large and in charge.
So the Gnomish lands, the Goblin lands, pretty much any race is normal size are gonna be all out for Maya's new character.
I'm going to bite your ankles.
Watch, Friend's gonna
your
eat me,
ankles.
and the only thing Friend's gonna get is that he becomes very large.
That's fine by me. Giant slime is scary.
Look at you! Look how much you've grown, my son.
Don't teach me, please.
All right. Yeah. Any other questions? Again, this is your guys' time to ask me anything you'd like. Don't feel pressured that you have to ask everything today. If you want to think on something, you can message me throughout the week.
All right.
Okay.
How again did you want to go about the two-head thing, or did you want to wait to discuss that till later?
So the two-head will be based. You'll roll on every time you take a long rest, and every time you go unconscious.
Yeah, I remember that part. What about the different skill/proficiency stuff? How did you want
They
to roll
will
that?
all have the same, except I will change their classes between it. Or actually, no, I will change their skills. I will keep it all the same class build.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
an
that's what I
uncommon
thought, but I just
flamethrower.
wanted to...
There is no uncommon flamethrower.
It's called the Pyro Converger.
I know, that's Wolf's item. You are not
It's
allowed to have that.
Aww, but it's uncommon.
So we don't
Slime with
start with
flamethrower.
this magic item, do we?
Your
Or
characters
do
will
we-
all start with one uncommon or lower tier item.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if we did start with them or not. Okay.
Yeah.
I was frozen with this item.
There you go. But yes, once you've built your character, Maya, I will go ahead and copy it in the other two, and then I will PM you once that's done, and then we will go from there for it.
Did we fix the language issue
Yes.
in the group fully? Okay.
Yes, Robert's character will have common, because he was human.
Okay. Perfect.
So, at least the majority of the party can speak to each other.
Yeah.
There's no indigestion here.
Wow.
Just, you know.
What if I take Goblin right now? No.
Oh, God.
My only language is Goblin.
Okay,
Hey,
congrats.
Goblin Hide is a wondrous item.
Yeah, it is. That was something that a party mate or the Grim Legacy got after they decided to skin some goblins. You remember Gabo? Those few who were here in the very beginning of Grim Legacy's campaign, which is only Maya and Robert.
Yeah, I remember the dude that was freaking teleporting around and being a jackass.
Yeah, and shooting crossbow bolts. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was his clan of goblins that got fucking skinned by Snicknesh and his party, or Aaron and his party.
I
Yeah,
have a long mustache.
there is a mustache item. It is one of my mundane items I did make. But yeah, so just let me know what magic items you choose, just in case I need to approve it. Otherwise, yeah, PM me if you want me to make something or choose something. Again, writing it into your backstory. So yes, backstories by no later than Saturday. Keep that in mind. If you don't have a backstory, I will make up a backstory for you, and you will not like it, because everyone remembers what happens when Vedzorwin got his backstory. And Cameron said, hey, yeah, you can build whatever character you want for me to play if I die. And that's what happened. I got really high, and I made the fucking perviest warrior the world has ever seen. So if you don't want that...
Didn't I kill him?
Huh?
Wasn't I the one that killed him?
You killed him, yeah, once. You ate him. He got
Yeah, I remember you
oh,
freaking
yeah.
ate him because of your thingy.
So you
The
didn't hear
green
about this,
thingy.
Robert. Yeah, you ended up eating him after talking to his one of his ex-wife's souls getting stuck in you. Yeah, he got reborn because one of Cameron's characters, Blue, his fucking dwarf that he had that he named Alfred, or after the High King, or whatever, he ran into that big fucking black portal thing in the Isle of Man that, you know, Logolthus and fucking Torin created during the Time Fuckers campaign, and then came out as the Avenzorman Reborn.
Yeah, I remember that because that's when we had the Null guy with us.
Mhm.
So I was there for that. Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, as far as it goes, that was he did get reborn, and then he died again. He died again, saving Fell's character E2 from being crushed by a boulder, and then got sucked into the soul gem of Maya's crown on
Born to
Tikva.
die, right?
No, I'm
Yep.
stuck with him.
Yep, Maya is stuck with him. The sad thing is, he actually had a whole story set up, a quest for him to go and lose his immortality so he could finally age in peace. But he never got that. Now he's forever stuck. But yeah, so, any other questions?
No, but I want you to give me an item because there's no uncommons on the list that really help me other than Ogre Power, and I don't really want those.
Okay. Alright.
What, you don't want your worm, the wondrous item?
It would die as it
Earworm?
entered my skull.
God damn
You
it.
don't want a tattoo? You don't want your slime to be like a biker?
Yeah, let's put a tattoo on the acid slime. I'm sure that'll work though. I'm sure it won't just melt.
I thought you
the moment
said
I touch
ass of the slime, not ass.
No, yeah, he's getting a tramp stamp. Didn't you hear? His friend is gonna have a tramp stamp to scare everyone.
The best part is you could see through him, so everyone can always see his tramp stamp.
Yep. Okay.
it. Tramp stuff, he's in slime form. He's just a ball.
If none of you have any other questions, then I'm going to call the session here for the stream. Next Monday, feel free for those watching at this, we will have this session, the pregame, pregame will start at 4 to 4:30 PST, which is 7 to 7:30 EST. I'm not doing Central Time because no one cares, other than Troy. Sorry, Troy.
Fuck you, Troy.
I know you can convert because you've worked in the
Yep.
industry, so you know it. And I think even Robert's on EST. So yeah, that'll be pregame. Will be 7 to 7:30 EST, and then main game will go for 2 hours. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the days, like always. So just as a heads up. And then otherwise, that is pretty much it. For those watching at home, make sure to also go check out the Silent Stoner YouTube channel, which me and Chaston kind of launched recently, and now there are videos up on it. Go enjoy the stupidity that is that channel. Otherwise, no, we don't plan to do a stoned D&D session campaign yet, but that is in the works. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this session 0. We will see you next time.